Small little update on the agenda of the Antichrist being built around different governments. I wanted to talk about 3 different stories that you may actually be seeing out there. If you haven't, this might be a good thingy. First of all, you guys know about the first one. The attempts of the CRL movement, a CRL commission, to want to regulate the Christian body and license who can preach. Now, I've talked about this particular thing. We've talked about it. I did mention in one of the episodes when we were talking about them supposedly wanting to license people that this is exactly what China has gotten up to. So what the CRL is trying to achieve, it's nothing new. If you go to China, there is actually thingy where they have put out that they want to make sure that anybody who even tries to teach on any field should be qualified. This actually will also restrict people from preaching the gospel, evangelizing, and so forth. Now, if you go to Israel, there is a particular minister in office who's been trying to ban evangelism of Christians in Israel. And Israel has not given them that thingy because Israel knows the Christian body is one of the biggest friends. The Friends for Israel is like a worldwide organization. And so that's the reason why this thing has not passed. But this particular minister has continuously been protesting to get this thing in office. Like it's been his life's mission. This man is on mission. Number 3, this is a new one. In Nigeria, there was recently a law they tried to pass. It didn't go through. It didn't go through. Yeah, and you didn't see Abu Prophet, can I prophesy in this one? There was a law that they tried to pass, which was supposed to regulate a fine for people evangelizing to people in public transport, because in Nigeria, it's very big for people to be evangelizing in buses. And so there was this law that they tried to pass very recently to try and regulate that so that people could not be able to evangelize in buses. Now, they try to put up rules, the idea that, it's causing distraction to the drivers and what. And that's ridiculous. Leading causes of accidents, it's drunkenness, loss of brakes. I'm talking about in Nigeria. Loss of brakes for cars because the cars tend to be very, very beat up and all that kind of stuff. So it's drunkenness and loss of brakes. And these are some of the leading causes for most accidents. So it's not distraction. That's not one of the biggest issues that causes thinking. But they're trying to make it look like it's a safety issue. Okay? Now, it didn't pass. We're glad. Okay? We're glad that didn't pass. That would be ridiculous. That people could no longer evangelize. They ban it in the buses. Very soon, they'll ban it in the streets. The same way the minister in Israel has been trying to get evangelism to be. That moves me over to the 4th story. In Canada, very recently, 2026, there was a new thingy that they pushed forward to prohibit the mention of God. Okay? A new Canada policy says that the word God should not be mentioned by military in military ceremonies. This prohibits applying, or this prohibition applies in all of Canada's armed forces members, including chaplains and also volunteers, students, casual workers, and contractors. You're not allowed to state God or to just say God directly. This is a new thing that's been pushed forward for armed forces since July 29. So it's very recent. The law in Nigeria that they try to pass, very recent. I think it was like 2 weeks back or something like that. So you see, in this episode, I wanted to kind of like just small reminder. It's not in one area where this is happening. It's not in one area. They're trying to ban God from public conversations altogether. They're trying to ban it from public spaces altogether. Like right now, they've just passed. They're trying to pass the law for computers now. Maybe we'll do it on the Antichrist system episode. That now, after 2028, every single person that logs into a computer, a device, must have to sign up their age and their thing. Now, your computer does not need your age. It's a computer. But as of 2028, this might be coming into thingy. I think they've passed it in a certain area, and it might actually come forward. I'll post it and I'll show it up here. But maybe in a building of the Antichrist episode, I'll kind of do a little bit in depth on that. They're trying to ban freedom of individuals' will in general. And this is the thing that happens with billionaires and all these people. Once they fall into the state of well-being, they don't wish it for someone. They now come to a place where they want to restrict others. It's a very strange thingy. It's a very strange thing that happens at the back of their mind. That the restriction becomes, it's not, they don't become advocates for freedom because they got there because of the freedom, but they want to restrict so that only they have what is seen as thing. They will lobby for these things and all this stuff. You see with Peter Thiel, the guy for dialogue and all that. That's what he advocates and that's what he sponsors. And this is happening worldwide. Try to ban evangelism over here. Try to ban people from saying God over here. Now, in South Africa, they want to license who can preach or teach. In China, just about the same thing. It's an agenda. It's a global agenda. These are spiritual warfare. This is things that are happening in the background. You think all these people, they sit down and just wake up and they are under the influence of the devil. And this, you can see where this goes towards the side of what the Antichrist pleases or wants. I'm telling you right now, Kaluva, the lady who is over the CRL commission, I bet you she is convicted. She sits there, she listens to those victims, and she's like, yeah, we need to stop this church. She is hell bent on that, and she's convinced she's right. No, she's definitely convinced. But little does she know, she is convinced in the devil's agenda. And there's nothing we can do about that. It is what it is. It is going to be exactly as things. These are inspired by spirits. It's not just random. It's a bigger picture to it. It's Ricky. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys on a later.